For me, for years, I've been saying yes to pretty much whatever was asked of me, and I found that it was burning me out so quick. You're listening to the Warrior Rulebook Podcast with me, Monique Harmon. I love helping people express themselves, protect their peace, and be confident in being them. You may also know me as Pretty Nikki, who started her online journey as a modest fashion blogger. Now I'm an entrepreneur. You'll see through my experiences and the experiences of others that change is possible, improvement is tasty, and meaningful connection is transformational. Come on, share your story with me. The stories and information presented in my podcast is not intended to take the place of medical advice from a healthcare professional. So any exercise, diet, health-related, mental health matters vary from person to person. So nothing in the podcast will be construed or used as a substitute for medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Any action taken based on the contents of this podcast or the resources is solely at your own discretion, risk, and liability. So this podcast is simply here to be encouraging, but you should definitely seek a healthcare professional for additional help. Now let's get on to the show. Hi guys, Happy New Year. Hopefully we see this year with 2020 vision. I know it's lame, but I had to say it. Sorry. But seriously, it's time to get crystal clear about your goals, remove all those blind spots, and go, go, go. 2019 for me was an interesting year. I'll start with the good stuff first so I can set the tone for greatness, and then I'm going to go into the things that weren't so good. So the first notable thing I would say happened in 2019 was that I graduated from college, and so I finally feel free. The classes weren't always easy, and I'll tell you right now, I was stressed a majority of the time, but I'm glad that I was able to walk away learning more about social media, learning about video editing, and even learning about video creation. It was an amazing experience, and I'm so happy that I can use what I learned there to help me become an entrepreneur. Speaking of becoming an entrepreneur, guys, I own a business. That for me is unheard of because when I was younger, I always thought that all business people did was dress fancy, have a few meetings, and negotiate money deals. That didn't sound like my cup of tea at all. And boy, was I wrong. It's so much more than that. I get to educate and support people with my knowledge that I learned in media and also how to work their finances and deliver the know, like, and trust factor with my clients. I never took a business class in college, but kind of on the tail end of college, I started seeing business owners and watching their webinars and learning things that you wouldn't even think people would learn in business, like how to use an Instagram, how to grow a following, how to grow a following on YouTube, how to create videos for YouTube. Like, it's insane. And so me wanting to learn about that just launched me into like the world of business owners. And I'm just so happy I was able to use my passions in order to pursue my business goals. I was so happy that I was able to use what I know and be able to teach it to somebody and turn that into a business. Even like just using my skills that I do have to help someone else and to be able to charge for that is crazy. Like, it's just amazing to me. And not only that, I went to my first huge business meeting and it was amazing because I was surrounded by people that are going for the same goals that I am. Some of them have already started to gain success, others not so much. But it was just encouraging to be around those people and just hear their stories of how they started off alone and how, how lonely entrepreneurship can be. And so when you hear those stories, you learn like, wow, they really went through the same things that I'm going through now, but they made it. And it's not to say that everybody that hears that story will make it. No, but like, it just gave me so much motivation to just keep going, because a lot of times the people closest to you aren't going to understand, what you're trying to do in terms of business, because it's not their business. It's not their vision. And so yes, they can like support you with the listening ear, or they may share your content, or they may like congratulate you, but they're not going to be able to go as far as you, because it's your vision and your business that you have to work on. So that was like a really important lesson that I learned in 2019. I'm also happy that I get to work on my passions daily, like engaging with people on social media and building community and just advocating for products that I love and trust, and business owners that I trust. Like, I just really thought that that was an integral factor to just encouraging growth and helping the growth of other businesses. And like, I'm so grateful for the people that have shared my content and believe in me. Like, it's just a wonderful experience. So please pray for me that I, along with my businesses, will flourish. Also in 2019, I followed some amazing people like Marie Forleo, Jenna Kutcher, Dean Graziosi, and Vicky from Fashion Travel Repeat. And they're so inspiring to me because they show so much authenticity in their work and their content that they share with the world. And the thing is, like, they don't mind sharing it with people. And I just find that that is so amazing, that they are willing to just show their systems and put so much belief into the people that follow them, into their clients, so that they can not only get paid for doing that, but also just helping people just launch their dreams. Like, they are just so passionate about having people reach their dreams and their goals. And they use their stories as proof that that can actually happen for those people, that they can actually get those results for people. And they have testimonials for people that have fully gone through their systems and fully practiced what they said. And I think that's great. And also, even for people like me that consume a lot of their free content, there's a lot of value in their free content as well. They're not just introducing the topic that they teach people and they're just like, okay, boom, pay me now. No, like, even if you don't buy a single thing from them, they still deliver so much value to their inboxes, to the people on their email list. And I'm so grateful for that, honestly. And I'm also happy for like a lot of the people that have like this massive following. A lot of them are influencers that I follow, like fashion influencers, and they actually take the time to like respond to your comment, like even if you compliment them, or they'll ask a question to their audience and like you answer it, and like then they answer you and like they give you so much feedback. It's not like, oh, they just liked your comment and that was it, bye. No, they actually stayed there and responded and kind of kept the conversation going for as long as they were able to do so. And it's just been so rewarding just connecting with those people. You feel like valued when you're engaging with them online, and they're so grateful for the people that follow them, and they actually take the time to show that appreciation. So I was so thankful for that. And then I was able to do that with my followers, and I saw that my Instagram account is growing. Even on Facebook, I see my engagement is going higher as well. And I'm also able to do that for my clients too, because like just seeing how nice people can be to the people that follow them, that encouraged me to like take their tricks and their secrets as well and just really truly show up and serve people. So I was grateful for that too in 2019. I'm still grateful for that now. And circling back to like my influences, Dean spoke in one of his podcast episodes about being resourceful and not just having resources. And that really stuck with me because it was confirmation for me that I've been striving to do that for a very long time, ever since I was younger. But it was like hearing that episode and getting more clarity on that allowed me to really just use what I have in order to gain more. And so now I'm focusing on actually gaining more of the resources, but I'm glad I'm just not wasting resources or just taking resources for granted. I'm glad that I'm able to go without a lot and at the same time just go for it in terms of gaining more resources in order to help me grow. In 2019, I also learned to be resilient because, as I mentioned earlier, not everybody is going to support your business because that might just not be something that they're interested in taking part of. And so I definitely learned how important it is to have a target niche, to hone in on like who really needs my services, who can really benefit from what I'm offering to them. And, you do hear a lot of no's before you hear a yes. And, that's what makes it worth it, because somebody will see value in what you're delivering to the world. And so I just learned just to keep going and, to keep investing in my education, even beyond college, keep investing in growing my business, because it's something that's really important to me. And it's good to have people around you that motivate you, but you also need to learn how to motivate yourself to be like, what I'm offering to the world is important. I may have not found the right target audience yet, but I'm still working toward it. And the thing about business is you can keep refining who you talk to. You can keep refining your service until you make it better. And so, yeah, it's definitely a rough start, but it can grow. It can get better as long as I keep continuing to care about it and I keep, continuing to invest in it, because not everything you love needs to be a business idea. So that's an important factor as well. The last thing I want to mention that I learned in 2019 was how to protect my yeses. And what does that mean? For me, for years, I've been saying yes to pretty much whatever was asked of me. And I found that it was burning me out so quick. I wasn't happy, and the work that I did for people wasn't aligned with my goals. So constantly my mood would shift because I didn't feel okay with what I was doing for people. And I've probably mentioned this on a podcast episode before, or I mentioned it to other people as well, that if you don't rectify a matter, or you just kind of go along with it because you don't want someone else to get upset about it, or like the other person involved to get upset about it, your mind will keep revisiting it. Like, I should have took care of this before. I'm not happy. And you just feel like this internal anguish because you don't want to do it, but you're just saying yes because you know that you can do it. But it's not in your best interest. It is not to say because you say no means that you're being selfish. It can be that you need to preserve yourself. And so that's something that I definitely learned last year. I did learn it in previous years before, but my mind and my body wasn't ready to shift towards that. But I would definitely say last year was the year that I was able to shift to that mindset without any regrets. And so it's impossible to please everybody, because no matter what action you take, somebody will be upset with it. And on the flip side, whatever action you take, somebody will be happy with it. So it's really about what makes you happy. So that was something that I definitely learned last year. I can't afford to just say yes just to make the other person happy. I need to be happy as well. I need to benefit in some way as well, even if it's not monetarily, but I need to be able to benefit from it internally. I'm being more assertive now. So if there's something I don't agree with it, I say it. I try to be respectful still. I don't, just try to knock anybody down, but I'm like, if I don't believe in it, I'm going to say it. I'm not going to just quiet about it, because people will tell you quick if they don't support you, or if they don't support the idea that you might be sharing. So a lot of people are vocal. So it's really important to be vocal as well, or you're just going to get torn apart. So the question I ask myself is, will I be able to deliver this value to this person, to their request? And will it align with my goals? Will it help me go further? And so if it's, causing me to lose a lot of sleep at night and it's not helping me grow, then I need to question, why am I doing this for this person? If it's not helping me grow in any way, but it's just tearing me down while building somebody else up, I have to consider, is it really worth it? Before I wrap this episode up, I just wanted to share that I watched a 3-part series from Marie Forleo, and she basically showed us how to really evaluate our decade in review. And the last thing that I did as the third part of the review was for my future self from 2030, Lord willing, to write to myself now. If future Mo was to talk to me right now, what would she say to me? And Marie encouraged us to write to ourselves, I would love if you did this. I would love for you to remember this. I would love you to focus on ... And I did it this morning, and it was just very helpful to me because I was able to pull out things that I already knew deep down inside, but I may have tried to cover it up maybe on past experiences, or just didn't really think about it that way. But it's when my older self, if my older self was to talk to me, I think she would pull those certain things out. So doing that exercise just really helped me out, and I hope I listen to my older self. But yeah, I think you guys should do it too. That might put it in perspective and making your dreams more concrete. Like I tell a lot of people, write it down. I know if you guys ever saw my live videos, or I may have shared like some of the stuff on my wall before, but in my bedroom, on the wall are a lot of good sayings for going further and encouraging self-development. And I'm going to switch out and put some new ones up there too. But they just help me put my goals in perspective. And, you can even write your actual goals down, not just encouraging quotes. Like you need to write your goals down so you can focus on it. People think that dreams should be so far away. And yeah, a lot of dreams, a lot of big goals that we have are far away, but you have to work towards them. Otherwise, you're never going to get to them. And you can get to your goals a lot faster than what you perceive them to be if you write them down, if you're actively working on them, if you pray to God for help in achieving those goals. So it's like, I know for me, like if I don't write something down, I don't really feel it. Like it'll just kind of be swimming in my head. And it's just like, oh yeah, it's something I want to do. But it's like, I care about it more when I write it down, when I see it on paper. So those are just my few encouragements for making 2020 your big year. But definitely self-reflection is very important on the previous year, so you don't keep making the same mistakes. So that if you want to share them with me, you're welcome to DM me on Instagram or Facebook. And also, I would encourage you to join the Warrior Rulebook Podcast Facebook group. And if you can't find it, like I said before, DM me again, and I will be able to add you to the group if you can't find it. So thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you in a future episode. Bye. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Warrior Rulebook Podcast. If you like what you heard, share it with a friend and join me over at the Warrior Rulebook Podcast Insider group on Facebook. And don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for more tips on how to be resilient in this world.